Hello and welcome to MA's second podcast. Today in front of me, we got an honored guest, and he is the head coach of BR and the creator of the concepts as well. He's got many achievements and accomplishments as an athlete. Thank you very much for joining us, Joao.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Can you just let everybody know a little bit about you and a little bit about who's Joao, or shall I say Coach Joao?
Thank you. Yeah, I think the word coach has been following me for a while, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you
Thanks
for coming.
to you. I hope this project is going to grow a lot and help a lot of people to be more interested in sports and have more knowledge about.
Appreciate it.
Well, I've been in the region for a while, so 16 years.
Oh, wow.
I moved here 2008 to work in a project with a football club, Al Nasser Club. That was my background as a fitness coach. And from there, it's been a very interesting journey in the region, which I love. I have my wife, my daughters. So I think for us, it's a home. And I see this as a place that to stay. Saying that, from work in a football club and then moving to a personal training, opening my own company, then closing and joining a team of coaches that became BR later on. When you look back, it's quite a challenge, and I think challenge is what make us keep going and strong, right?
Absolutely.
In sports that we choose to do, Ironman and triathlon, we know that without that challenge, without that race, you might end up not wanted to wake up at 5 or 4 or 3 a.m. in the summer, right? So I think when I look everything that we achieved here, which is still more to come, I hope, it's being all based on trying to get better and work with people. And BR, it's a concept that was developed by another friend. He moved out, and then we took over to grow the sports and triathlon.
Okay.
Because it was our passion.
Yeah. And how long has BR been out there for now?
We've been working around 7 years in that concept.
So you've seen a huge growth in the development of the triathlon sports in general across UAE in those 7 years, have you?
Yeah, so triathlon here, it always had that potential because you have the sea, you have the tracks, and then you have the ability to move between training facilities quicker than other places, despite the challenge of sometimes the traffic. You still have the Al Qudra where you can run, and then you have another Shiba where you can bike and then maybe swim if you have a pool close to you, or you can even do a sea swim and then a bike ride. Right. So this and the run as well. So these things together put the city in a very strong position to train. Despite the heat as well, sometimes which people try to avoid. I always tell them, be careful to don't avoid too much because it's a
terrible idea to go out there running in the sun. Is sometimes, especially in summer, I try and avoid.
Summer is a problem.
See, it's convenient for all the other sports, but you got to wake up either super early or do it late. And I suppose it's not a good idea to do it late because like being an athlete is mostly about having efficient rest, and you can't do that if you're like on a high at night. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the summer is where UAE and Dubai can give an advantage with cold races if you can train properly. Because Europe is not being able to train, let's say, in the summer for a long time. So if you go for an Ironman, in their summer, they're coming from winter. And you are coming from a hot weather. But if you don't know how to train here in the summer, it's a big problem. That's a topic itself.
I've done I think I've done 4 Ironmans this summer, and it was just a great weather, and always it reminded me, everyone's like, oh, it's way too hot. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is winter in Dubai, you know, this is the perfect weather for me. But tell me a little bit more about Ironman. I know that we had a conversation before and you told me you've been to a couple of podiums as well and all of that. Can you tell me a little background about about you and Ironman?
Yeah, I think the region gave me a good chance to train. And when I developed the coaching part a little bit more solid, let's say in triathlon as well, of course you become the reference. And then the competition was always inside of me. I've been always competitive. So if we're gonna, see who's gonna drink water faster,
Yeah.
I will try to win.
That's every Ironman athlete as well. Like you realize every single person
cannot do
that wants
anything.
to mentally challenge themselves towards going into, let's call it ultra endurance events like that, or endurance events like that, is like, all right, he's more competitive than the other. Even those who are finishing sub 7 hours or sometimes even sub 8 hours on a half Ironman, it's always that same person that they're with the same pace, yeah, but he wants to finish quicker than the other one. You always got that mentality in you, don't you?
Yeah. So this is always there. And then the achievements that I had was a consequence of the training that I was able to do with the recovery, with the mindset of trying to improve. So I went to Kona in 2018 after I've done few full Ironmans.
That is the dream, by the way. Go on.
Yeah, the big one, right?
Yeah.
Where when you start to do triathlon, you heard about and then people talk about Kona as a final goal. And being there, you realize that this is one step into another level, where the journey of achieving something like Kona, for example, which I qualified in Malaysia the year before. The qualification in Malaysia was super hard. I think even harder race than Kona.
And what made it hard?
The environment in Malaysia is aggressive.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course.
The heat
And humidity.
The humidity, the bike course, you do 2 laps of the same thing. So you go over one and then you have to do the second one, where Kona, you go 90K out and back from the other side. So you kind of change the environment. Malaysia, I remember I was passing the 90K and then this guy was finishing the loop of the half Ironman. And he just turned to finish the bike course and I had to do the whole thing again, 90K.
Oh, wow.
So in my brain went like, oh my God, it's going to take forever.
Yeah.
And I was
I've been there.
I was super trained, but still mentally, it's a challenge. But Malaysia is a race that you can replicate here, for example, as Kona, really well, because it's hot, it's hilly, it's summer. And I always try to use the environment that we have to make me stronger. I didn't try to run away from that environment.
Got it.
To use as an advantage. So Hatha, in the weekends, summer here, with the mindset of taking care, not put myself in risk, but trying to use the sea swim and stuff like that. I think this was something that helped me a lot. And BR, the team that we have, was built with friends that want to train together. And we built that with the ability to train more and faster and stronger. Yeah. And then we build also people that want to join us to train more, and then different levels. So finding the solution to accommodate those guys that they want to join, but they were not that fast. Yeah. And they had to learn, where the group that I had was already advanced for the learning part. Yeah. So I need to bring more coaches to help me to do this. Yeah. And then more coaches to coach the strength. And then people that they own the place, the BR owners, they also have the same mindset. So they help me to build this together. Yeah. And then the coach that they joined, they also brought something new. And I think this is something that we've been able to keep going well and strong and build and growing with Saudi now and the youth team and the swim academy. So this things, it's pure like based on us finding solutions for new problems and then accommodating people that are with us to see how far they can go.
Yeah.
Because I think on the coaching, it's not the coach itself, it's the person that is being coached to understand how far they can go in the process. Right?
Got it.
Because you, for example, if you start your journey with triathlon and then you have a limitation of, I think, 6 hours, 5 hours, it's my goal. And then the coach say, let's try to go more. But if you don't have that in your personality, it's going to be really hard for the coach to overcome that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can plant the seed, but the person needs to have that.
Needs to put in the work.
And have that ability to believe that it's possible.
I absolutely agree.
Right?
Absolutely.
Has to be there.
Yeah.
If I never believed that I could go to Kona, no one could put that in my head.
That's right. That's right. It's like the power of manifestation at the end of the day. You wanna do something about it. You gotta keep thinking. You gotta keep visualizing. You gotta keep having that sense of, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get that mindset strong enough for me to wake up at like 3 a.m. in the morning to go to competitions, or to jump in like some cold water so you can go for a swim. Nobody wants to do that, you know? But it's that discipline and determination and the will towards keep going and going. I've seen like a huge progress in the past 5-6 years as well in triathlon as a sport in the UAE, sort of in the Middle East as well, because I'm hearing as well Saudi has got a lot of, competitions and events that they're taking place as well, and over there as well. And it's exactly what it is. See, like in UAE, we never really had that knowledge. And if we did, we'd always think that, all right, we're going to go out there and we're going to swim 3K. We're just going to finish it. You know what I'm trying to say? All right, I couldn't do 3K. I'm going to try it tomorrow. All right, I didn't do 3K. I'm going to try it again. But that's not really smart training. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Same thing as bike. Okay, I'm going to do the bike and I'm just going to ride. All right, you're going to ride for 3-4 hours. But you've built only an aerobic base, which is okay, like flats. But if you want to go for time, you got to add like tempo training on towards it. You got to add hill climbs onto it. You got to add, even same thing with running. A person might think that, okay, 5 kilometers and I'm just going to run and get it done. That's probably the worst thing that you can be doing throughout it as well. And you got to include that. That's what I call smart training. And seeing those athletes that are accomplished, kind of like you and the other coaches as well, come into the region and then give their knowledge and expertise based on, no, hang on a minute. That's not how you do it. Right. You have the mentality, but you don't know how to smart train. And that's when I've seen the past 5 years absolute difference in the UAE, because like adding smart training into someone who's already got that click, that determination, just makes him win every single time. Like you're building a goal, a realistic goal. You can't be saying, all right, for my first half Ironman, I'm going to be going sub 4.5 hours. Sometimes that's shooting your shot too far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, all right, in your first half Ironman, for example, we can go for sub 5.5. Okay, sub 5.5 is going to require you to do a lot of work in the 6 months. All right, you can't expect to just train for a month and just go out there and smash it. You're probably gonna get yourself vulnerable towards an injury at the end of the day because of the amount of stress that you're putting towards your body. All of that concept.
Yeah, I think what you said many very interesting things there, because from the first part about the ecosystem that is being developed in the region, I think Bahrain was the first one to start it, Sheikh Nasser, right. And then moving into probably Kuwait and then UAE and then Saudi, Oman a little bit behind, but it's growing as well in the triathlon and endurance. I think the region is waking up for the endurance sports, where before was more football, volleyball, swimming was always there, I think, here. But the endurance sports, for a certain reason, was not in the market. It was more like for other people, maybe expats.
Absolutely.
So then cycling built that ability to go out. The running tracks, Kite Beach and things like that helped to people to see that, okay, we can do this, it's safe.
The convenience for people to do it.
It's not something that like they believe they can. So the opportunities there, the ecosystem is being built by the country. And then I believe the market opportunity for coaches, when you see that people are actually going out and doing, I think that's also attractive, right? So
you want to be a part of that community.
Yeah, if you are there from the beginning, that's what I learned. You be well positioned. That's the advantage that we had. So we got from the start.
Yeah.
The other part of training smart is also knowledge and learning, which has a curve, you know. So you now know all of the aerobic, the terms and the concepts because you've been studying and you coach as well. I saw you do that. Yeah. So I think the learning process for everyone is a journey. And you dive a little bit more deep or less as much as you want and phases in life. Yeah. So I think the learning is where we are now. Yeah. This is the learning phase for everyone.
Absolutely.
Even the coach that comes cannot deliver everything. Yeah. Because it's too much. So how much you can actually pass, there is a level of that. Because anyone in any sport here that tries to give too much, it might be frustrated because the level of learning still is low compared to other environments. That's sometimes. Right. And so it's a learning for the coach as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting because like when you're a part of that community and you see all of those people getting faster, then you're like, what are they doing different than I'm doing? Then you start, that's the learning process, I guess, because it's like, all right, what are they doing? All right, I want to know what they're doing. So I'm going to go ask them. So you become a part of that community. You're like, oh, what do you do? He's like, all right, I do this. He or she says that thing. And then you're like, well, hang on a minute. I'm not training that way. All right, why am I not training that way? And starts asking those questions. And that's the whole thing about the learning process. You just keep improving towards, let's say, the mistakes are not just mistakes there for no reason. Those mistakes that a person, an athlete, or even a coach that will improve their level as a coach or an athlete, because you always wonder. That's really interesting. We had a conversation, I remember, and you were telling me a little bit about the UAE man.
Oh, the UAE man.
Can you tell me? I think that was when I read about what you sent me a text message. I think about UAE man, and I was like, what? I'm like, 3 days, yo. Listen to this, right? Just tell me about UAE man.
Yeah, I think that thing came first from my ability to believe that I always could go longer. So I was always that guy that wants to do 100 laps around the building with 10 years old. I remember these things on me, you know. Yeah. So if you tell me like from where this started, I think it started like way back. Okay. I always wanted to see how far I could run, swim, you know. My friends, we were not the kids that would play all the time. We would go to the sea in a beach, for example, in Brazil, and see how far we could go. And we never thought how we were going to go back. I remember that many times I had to climb the rocks back, things like that. Yeah. I had this kind of friends. Yeah. With 12, 13 years old. So this is always part of me. Then when I built proper fitness, I wanted to do something here that was similar to what I tried to do in UK, which is the Enduroman event. Okay. You run from London to what's the name? The English Channel city, Dover. Yeah. Then you cross the English Channel swimming. Yeah. And then you ride from Calais to Paris. So that's a 3 days more or less event, and I tried to achieve, but on the English Channel I couldn't cross. I had to stop. I had some bad shoulder injury, and then when I moved back, I came back and I said we should be doing this here.
It's untapped market, yeah. But what is it considered? An ultra?
Yeah, it's an ultra triathlon.
Ultra triathlon.
It's not an Ironman. It's an ultra triathlon. Because I Googled what's the hardest triathlon, and that thing came. Yeah. So I signed up.
Yeah. Of course you did.
Of course I did. The guy said that no one went there alone, so I didn't prepare very well.
Okay.
I'm going back there one day. When I moved, then I said, okay, let's try to do something here. And with another people that they believe these crazy things are nice in BR. So Coach Tommaso, Coach Melina, they helped me to build the concept.
Yeah.
So we done 34K swim.
Sorry, can you say that again?
34 kilometers.
34 kilometer swim.
Yeah.
Oh my days. Oh, I mean,
In
okay.
Razorhammer.
How many hours does that take?
That was 12 hours.
12 hours. Oh my God. That's insane.
So I tried to replicate the same concept of the thing that you cannot touch the boat, you cannot stop, you cannot get out of the water. I create my own rules to make it something that makes
Fair
sense,
enough.
right?
Fair enough.
No one was actually ruling the thing. We just done for ourselves. So after the swim, we rest a little bit, and then I went to climb Jabal Jais. That was a crazy one.
Jabal Jais is probably one of the hilliest places here in the UAE.
I think it's the highest mountain.
It is the highest mountain. What is it? How many meters elevation?
1,200, I think.
1,200 meters elevation, and it's like harsh gradients, I would think as well.
Yeah, it's average 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. Yeah,
and we did 7 times.
7 times
up and down. Yeah,
7 times.
So that's
guys,
the Everest.
7 times.
That's the Everest elevation.
Yeah,
and that was to replicate the Everesting cycling challenge.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
So I took the English Channel distance. Then I did the Everesting cycling challenge.
Oh wow. Okay.
In Jabal Jais, so it took 18 hours.
18 hours. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
The first one started 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we went the whole day. Then we did the 100K the next day, Hajar Ultra Trail Run.
Yeah.
That's 100K through the Hajar Mountains in Ras Al Khaimah.
Yeah. Oh,
that's an official event that was canceled because of Corona.
Yeah.
So we took the team there and we did the whole thing.
Just 100 kilometers run to finish it. That's insane. Well, all of this in the span of 3 days, yeah?
Yeah, so that's 3 days. So the swim was 12 hours. The bike was 11. The bike was 18. And then the run was 13 hours running.
Wow. 13 hours.
Yeah.
That's and after 18 hours bike and then 10 hours, 12 hours.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I look back now, like, oh wow, that's but like
that's an incredible achievement.
It's crazy
honestly.
Because yesterday 4 clients asked when you're gonna do again. So this is being like already 2 years, I think.
Those clients need to calm down.
they want to do, So a lot of people, they came down, they did parts of the UAE. I had a client that did the whole bike and run with me. Okay. So Alex, he did 10K swim, then he did the whole bike and the whole run with me. And I had runners that they came down to do the running parts. The bike, I think only me and Alex did everything. And then a lot of people came from Dubai. They did the meetings while riding online to help. Yeah. The swim, I had people doing the longest swim ever, 10Ks, 12Ks, just to join and be part. A lot of people on the run, and we had the whole BR group there. Yeah, so that's incredible. That's incredible. It was insane. I think there is a big space for these things in the region. It has to be well explored. So something gonna come up soon. I'll tell you. Definitely. Yeah, since yours was the first one as well. Yeah. Right.
So what does it take to be an athlete, to be a successful athlete in your experience and in your field of coaching as well, and being an athlete yourself? What do you think, to summarize it, is needed for you to be as successful as you can in the industry? Just a brief explanation about it.
As an athlete, you have to have the discipline. Okay. Like you have to have the ability to do the same thing over and over and over and stay motivated. Okay. You cannot give up.
You can't give up.
You cannot give up. If you want to achieve a high level, you cannot give up. Yeah. Because you never know when it's going to be.
Okay. Okay.
You don't know. That's not a timeline that you can put in yourself.
So you got to put into your mentality that you can't stop. You won't stop.
You won't
No
stop.
matter what.
You're going to go all the way to the end, and you're going to go as hard and as deep as you can.
Amazing. Amazing.
Otherwise, you're not going to get there.
Right.
I'm telling you.
That's right. Absolutely. So one last thing, just to close off the topic as well. I like to play a little game between me and my guests as well. And that word is like, I'd say one word and then you'd say whatever is in your mind. Do you know what I mean? I could say something and you could say table, chair, whatever you can think of. All right. So I've got a list of things that I've got written. Right. So it's got to be as quick as possible. The first thing that comes into your mind. Ain't no second pause. Right. Ready? Mm-hmm. Sports.
Passion.
Ultra.
Hard.
Coach.
Love.
That was a bit late. You gotta go quicker. Right. UAE man.
My life.
Swim.
I love.
Bike.
I have to work hard.
Run.
Passion.
Success.
The target.
Mentality.
Mindset.
BR.
It's my project, life project.
Your life project. Yeah. Right. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
And thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next episodes coming out in MAs. Take care. Thank you very much.